everybody, I'm Kimberly Turner from cookingwithkimberly.com, and this is my mom, Ingrid Turner.
Hi.
And she is on the show today, and she's going to show us how to bake apple phyllo turnovers.
Yes.
Sounds tasty.
Right.
What do we do?
I have 3 Macintosh apples that I've chopped into little bits here.
May I show them?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell them what's in here.
And I added a teaspoon of flour and a teaspoon of cornstarch.
Okay.
And a tablespoon of brown sugar.
Did you also put vanilla in there?
No.
Because it almost tastes like vanilla.
I put a few drops of lemon just to keep the apples white.
Nice. And you put some pepper in there.
Pepper.
Nice.
Black
pepper.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the mixture that's going to be the filling.
And you're setting it aside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next is
this
the
is
phyllo.
the phyllo.
It comes in the frozen section at your grocer. And this is how it comes.
There's quite a bit of phyllo dough in here. So it stores very nicely in your freezer, and you have to allow it to thaw out completely, otherwise all the bits will stick together and you'll just have a big mess.
Yes, and you want to keep it moist because
Yes.
it can dry out and become really fragile and break on you and tear.
Right.
So it's nice and moist right now out of the package. And what we have is a tea towel that's non-linty. It's like a smooth one, you know what I mean?
You're going to dampen that
Yes,
for me?
you're going to dampen it and you're going to just lay it on top to keep it
Yes.
moist when you're not using the excess.
That's
Okay, so I just moistened the towel for Mom.
I'm going to take off 2 sheets.
They're very paper thin.
Yes.
And that's what makes them so
here.
crunchy and delicious, flaky when you bite into them. It's each individual sheet of paper thin dough. So just be gentle and take your time.
If you get a few rips in it, it really doesn't matter. But what you don't want is for it all to stick together. Okay. I'm just going to take a 3rd sheet off because this is just a little flimsy still. So
This is just 1 sheet.
yes. I got 2 there. That's good. Okay.
Oh, it's so nice
There we go.
and thin.
I know. It's just like a fluff of air. Okie dokie.
Okay, so
Now,
you're doing 3 thin sheets of the phyllo.
this is for the last, for the outside one. So the bottom one. Okay. Now I need this, and
You've melted, what, a half a cup of butter?
more or less, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to need more or not.
Okay.
But do you want to brush this on? I'll
Sure.
be right back.
Sure.
Just go for a second.
So you're just taking the butter and you're lightly brushing it all over the whole of the pastry. Now you could do this between each layer if you want to, but you can save yourself a couple calories by using a couple sheets in between. So you can do it either way you want. If you want it to be extra decadent, then you can go ahead and put it right between each one. Beautiful, Mommy.
Pretty, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It smells so good.
Just sprinkle that with a little tiny bit of sugar.
Okay. White sugar.
White sugar. I've already got brown sugar in the filling, but I like to. Sometimes I make them and they're not quite sweet enough. It just depends on the apples. So I thought I would just throw this in.
What I love about this is that it gives you a nice crunch.
Yes,
Extra crunch.
it does. That's for sure. So that's about 3 teaspoons that I've sprinkled on there. There.
Now we're preheating the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
Right. And we're going to take another sheet or 2. I think we'll take 2. There we are. Now we're going to do the same thing. Okay, there we go.
So butter all over another couple sheets,
Yes.
ever so gently.
Yeah, you don't want to tear it at this point for sure. And you need to be fairly
generous with the butter because that's what makes it get so delicious
and crunchy
and beautiful for you. Phyllo dough is used a lot in Greek cuisine.
Like baklava. They love the best baklava. These Greek chefs, they know how to do it, I'll tell you. Now,
Some people actually make their own phyllo pastry.
oh my gosh, I know.
Unreal.
It's quite an art, and one that I haven't been able to perfect. That's for sure. And it's so easy to just go to the store
Just purchase
and
it
buy
already
the darn
perfect.
stuff.
Yeah, it's already done perfectly for you. I mean,
Yes.
good stuff. So you're all in all, how many sheets are you going to do?
I think I've got 6 here now. Around 6, 7. But I think we'll just separate these 2 and then cover the rest of that. Here we are.
And more butter.
And more butter. This is not exactly a low-cal thing.
No, it's a nice little
But you
treat.
know, when you see that it's just brushed on, and you're not getting that much in a turn.
It's a beautiful treat. I mean, if you're going for a donut, you're not going for a low-cal donut, right?
Exactly.
A low-cal piece of cake. You already know what you're in for. And you can do more sugar, or?
I don't think so. I'm just going to put more sugar on the filling before I close up the turnovers.
Okay.
But what I will need is a little bit of water in a small container. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is cut these. I think I'll cut them into quarters. And this doesn't have to be exact. You don't have to measure it. This is home baking after all.
So Mom's just cutting it in 3 parts,
Mm-hmm.
and then she's cutting it in half through the center. So it's making 6 squares.
Yeah.
Equal squares.
Yeah.
You done with the butter?
Yes.
Now I'm sure you need the apples now. Did you put cinnamon in here?
Do you want cinnamon in it?
It's up to you.
We'll put a little sprinkle in there.
You
It
don't
won't
have
hurt.
to if you don't want to.
It won't hurt.
A dash?
Yep. So we're gonna take some filling.
You're gonna split it into 6?
No, because we might have more.
Oh, okay.
I might do more.
So how much filling are you putting in? A couple tablespoons worth?
Mm,
Quarter cup? What?
I would say this is not quite a tablespoon, so yeah, about 2 tablespoons.
Okay. And she's just kind of putting it in the center of the diamonds, or the squares.
That's
and
right.
she's going to fold it over from one half to the other
Mm-hmm.
and form a triangle.
Right.
So you've got the beautiful apple inside, and now she's taking some water just to wet the corners of the dough so that you can pinch them together and they will stay.
Mm-hmm. And I need a little one of those plastics turners that we have, the spatula thing, and we will just a little bit.
So you want your baking pan?
So we'll do the next one the same way.
Okay. In the center, get the sides wet of one half of the square. Fold it over and sort of pinch it.
Mm-hmm. Just give it a little press.
Similar to how you would do ravioli or how you would do pierogies. And Mom's just brushing the top with some extra butter.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to repeat that on the rest of them until you're done with your filling.
Right, till I'm done with all the filling.
Okay, so Mom has them all wrapped up, and now she's just sprinkling a little bit of extra sugar on the top. You can if you want to, you don't have to.
You don't have to.
But it just makes a nice crunchy outside.
And they glisten.
And they glisten, and it's nice with the crunchiness of the phyllo pastry. Okay, so we're gonna rinse and repeat with the rest of our filling, but next we're gonna put this on our baking sheet we have with a silicone mat, and she's just sliding them on ever so gently.
If you get little pieces like this, just fold them under.
Stray pieces.
There's lots of room for correction.
Well, yeah, these are very forgiving. Now again, our oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and these are gonna bake for how long, Mom?
10 minutes, maybe 15.
Okay.
Just depends.
Just until they're golden brown
Mm-hmm.
and nice and crispy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're gonna turn it on for how long first? And to check?
10 minutes to
10
start
minutes
with.
to start. Okay. I'm going to show them how they look on here. And here they are, all prepared. Just fit them onto your baking sheet so they're not touching, and you're good to go.
Right.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
And we're going to repeat that with the rest of our filling. Okay, these guys are done. And you want them right here?
Yes.
I'm going to show them to you. Look at those, all crispy and brown and delicious. Ooh, I can't wait. All right, we're gonna put them over here.
Yeah,
This cooling
we'll
board.
just let them sit there for a few minutes, and then we'll remove them onto the cooling
to a
rack.
cooling rack. And you can eat them when they're slightly warm still.
Oh, they're good warm.
But don't hurt yourself, because that is like molten apple
Yes, it
in there.
is.
Molten.
Yes, it is.
But Mom has the other ones prepared and ready to go, so we're gonna put them on a cold baking sheet.
Yes.
With that silicone tray though, or mat, because we only have one.
Yeah,
So-
we only have one left.
We juggle it back and forth, but that's how you do it. So these are beautiful.
Quite pretty.
You're gonna see
I'll
them in a couple
transfer.
minutes, and we're gonna try one.
Yeah, I just like to give them a minute to settle down out here.
Okay, these have been sitting for a couple minutes, but we're gonna let them cool even a little bit more on these cooling racks before we try and dive into them.
Yes, that's like lava in there. It's so hot.
Absolutely.
And you know, you don't have to do a lot of concentration on sealing them shut because they will automatically close. In addition to just pressing them down very gently, they'll close up while they're baking.
They are so crispy and crunchy, and I can hear
They
them
look
crunching.
beautiful. They do look beautiful.
They do. So we're gonna try it in a second. We're gonna get these in the oven. Okay, these have been cooling for what, about 10 minutes ish, and we're gonna try one. Let's do it.
Okay.
What you want?
Let's do this.
Let me cut it in half. Well, let me show it to them first. Look at how beautiful and perfect this is. What a lovely and fast, really fast way to make dessert.
Right.
Something really impressive. People are gonna go, wow, you did that yourself? Are you kidding me? Look at the crunchy crunch. Oh my goodness. Look at this. All crunchy and delicious. That's from the butter and these individual little paper thin sheets of Phyllo pastry. Mommy. Cheers.
It's so good.
Really?
Every layer is delicious.
It's like apple pie and Phyllo pastry. It is stupendous.
It's still pretty hot.
Know what would be good with this? That hard sheep milk cheese.
It would.
Make sure you check out our review for Toscana sheep milk, hard sheep's milk cheese, I believe it's called. It'll be at the bottom of your screen, but it's ridiculously tasty. It would be really nice with this.
Oh, this is so good.
Mom, you outdid yourself. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, what I did was I put wax paper in between the sheets that were left and then rolled it up to refreeze them so you can use them on another day. If you just stick them in the freezer like that, they'll be all stuck together later and you won't get them apart.
So you had to put in each individual sheet of...
There were about 6 of them left, or 8 maybe. So I put wax paper on the bottom and on the top, and then I rolled it over.
Right. Okay, gotcha. Good ideas, good
Put
tips
it back
from
in
Mom.
the original box and taped it shut.
Good stuff. We'll use it soon. It'll be gone. Make sure you pick up some. You'll find it in your freezer section of your grocery store, and if you can't find it, just ask someone, because the people that work there, they know where that stuff is. People probably ask all the time.
Oh,
So that's how you make these gorgeous apple Phyllo turnovers. They are well worth the tiny bit of effort that it took to make these tasty, tasty things. They'll probably be gone before dinner. Anyway, we have another batch in the oven. It's coming out in a minute. And that made, what, 12 of them? A dozen of them?
12.
Perfect. Anyhow, make sure you check out Mom's website at ingridturnertoday.com. Follow me on Twitter at cookingwithkime with a capital E. Like the fan page at facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. My shows are on ifood.tv/cookingwithkimberly and youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly. And my site is cookingwithkimberly.com. That's it, that's all. Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye.
Bye-bye.